Good evening and welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Gone by was the commodities update. On that commodity note, oil exploration firm Tullow Oil ended the first 6 months of this year with revenue picking up marginally. However, profit after tax saw some significant jump to reach $196 million ending June this year. More in this report.
Tullow Oil's revenue ending June 2023 stood at $777 million. However, that amount in 2024 dropped to $759 million. But when it comes to the profit after tax, it went up by $73 million in the first 6 months of the last year to reach $196 million. Capital expenditure for half year also stood at $157 million, representing some significant increase over what it spent in the same period for last year. The oil exploration firm also paid $368 million in taxes on its operations, representing a significant jump compared to the $217 million it paid last year. The group chief executive of Tullow described the first half of the year as an exciting one based on the strong growth recorded in most areas of operations. He also added that all the key financial metrics improved significantly compared to the first half of 2023. This success was fueled by higher production and oil prices compared with lower expenditure in the first 6 months of this year.
The business community has backed moves by the Bank of Ghana to sanitize and maintain some stability in the financial sector following the sanctioning of 47 individuals and some 245 business entities for issuing bad checks. These individuals and businesses have also been barred from accessing new credit facilities from financial institutions. They also risk imprisonment up to 5 years for involving in that illegal act. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Clement Seamuakon, stressed the need for the private sector to ensure credibility is maintained in the financial sector.
A check, you must know that it is money. You don't go out and see whether the check will go through or not. But once you have a check and there's credibility, there's confidence, you know that this check is going to go through. So it can help you to plan, not to create problem for you in your future transactions. So for me, I feel that the credibility is there and the confidence will be there. And so we treat checks as money going forward. If you don't have money, don't issue checks.
All right.
Go in and negotiate with clients and build the trust. And that will be the best thing for private sector to reach. All those who have been issuing that checks are not credible to it, most of them. And so banks even want to build trust with their customers. And so if you don't have the credibility, it even helps the bank not to give loans to customers who might not even pay and end up being a bad loan. You know, then that also does not help the chain of credit creation to go through. So for me, everything that Bank of Ghana have said in this transaction is BOJ, GOG, etc. 2024-19, as I have it here. I think that I'm in support of that. The private sector must change our attitude and do business based on trust.
Away from that, government has expressed its readiness to explore other funding options, including partnering private sector players in funding the construction of road and other infrastructural projects, beginning with the Accra-Tema motorway in 2025. Speaking at a high-level expert panel discussion to mark the 50th anniversary of the Ghana Highways Authority, Minister of Finance Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam noted that it has become imperative to consider innovative ways of bridging the infrastructure funding gap, including pension funds. Here's more.
With a road network of 32 kilometers per every 100 square kilometer of land, Ghana is well above the African regional average of 17 kilometers. However, a lot remains to be done. The country's current funding for road construction and maintenance accounts for only 38%, with a funding gap of almost 2/3 of total projects. Addressing the situation of funding, Minister of Finance Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam noted that it has become imperative to consider innovative ways of bridging the country's infrastructural funding gap. He spoke at a forum to mark the 50th anniversary of the Ghana Highways Authority.
The resource envelope is so limited. We are unable to do everything at a go. And this is why we think that private sector participation can no longer delay. We must do everything to get the private sector into road construction. And this we are setting the stage with the Tema Motorway Flagship Road Project through a PPP arrangement, which I believe will be the first PPP arrangement for road construction in our country.
Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mohamedou Bawumia, called for ingenious ways of making road tolls and other taxes equitable.
And I think that we should be thinking about methods that we could make the tolling more broad-based, and then we all contribute to it, and then the revenue will be much higher. So if you can find a way to do this digitally or whatever, we can do it. I mean, but the whole thinking for me is there's an inequity in tolling, that some people don't have to bother, but those are the neighborhoods with the best roads, but they don't contribute.
The chief executive of the Ghana Highway Authority, Engineer Collins Donko, encouraged the use of local raw materials for infrastructure projects to boost the local economy.
While we seek innovative means of financing our growing infrastructural development needs, we need to pursue development appropriate local paving materials and methods that reduce construction costs and deliver comparable global quality, reliability and safety on our roads.
The forum, which was held to mark the 50th anniversary of the Ghana Highway Authority, was held under the theme Closing the Financing Gap in Road Infrastructure Development in Ghana.
Stakeholders in the Pensions Act or sector are calling on employees to take advantage of the new pensions laws to invest in personal retirement products to guarantee the well-being of their future. Speaking to Joy Business after addressing the first annual general meeting of Enterprise Trustees, its Managing Director Joseph Ampofo emphasized the need for employees to take personal pension critical and not rely solely on their employers for retirement. Here's a report.
The pension industry has been excluded from the just-ended domestic debt exchange program, making it one of the strongest industry and safest to keep an investment portfolio. Enterprise Trustees have seen significant growth since its establishment as a result of prudent investment the company has made over the years since 2012. At the company's first annual general meeting, Managing Director for Enterprise Tier 2 Occupational Pension Scheme, Joseph Ampofo, said the pension fund industry is currently one of the safest areas for investment. He used the opportunity to invite many individuals to take personal pension schemes critical to ensure quality life after retirement.
We're also encouraging individuals to say, don't just rely on your company's retirement fund. Build your own retirement portfolio by having a personal pension account, and that you can also do by dialing into the *714*333 hash. I encourage everyone that this new 3-tier pension scheme is not like the old pension scheme of old. Now, you, the individual, you can also build your fund as much as your company is also helping you to build yours. So don't look at just a Tier 2 fund. Help to build a personal pension on a Tier 3 as well. So that by the time you're going on retirement, you are taking your Tier 2, like the individual I told you, who is taking almost about 1.8 million. And you also probably will have a personal pension of maybe almost about, let's say, 500K if they wish. So the call to all Ghanaians is take advantage of this new 3-tier pension scheme. Thankfully, pensions were ring-fenced as a result of the DDEP, which means that anytime any such thing is happening, the only safety area for your investment funds are within the pension scope.
Board Chairman for Enterprise Trustees, Fifi Kwachi, believes that the domestic debt exchange program contributed partly to the growth of the sector since many investors decided to consider placing their funds in pension schemes for security.
Members did not suffer. So that's where it really is coming from. Originally, there was an attempt, yes, but it didn't happen. And
so in effect, pension funds or pension fund managers are going to benefit from the DDEP,
right? The members, marginally, the returns that we were expecting if the DDEP didn't happen, they are benefiting more. I mean, the payments are delayed to 2027 and 2028, but that's when maybe they will be due. And at that time, the return is expected to be better than original.
Enterprise trustees recorded significant growth in both assets and profit for members of the Tier 2 occupational scheme.
Affinity Ghana Savings and Loans Company has launched its tech-driven financial products for customers. At a media launch to outdoor the company, founder and group CEO of Affinity Africa, Dr. Tarek Maugani, said the company is focused on empowering SMEs to attain financial independence.
Affinity Ghana has developed tech-driven financial products for individuals and customers. In addition, the company has also developed a user-friendly app aimed at boosting financial inclusion. At a media launch, founder and group CEO of Affinity Africa, Dr. Tarek Maugani, said the company will continuously empower small businesses through amazing financial products.
Affinity was created to empower micro, small, and medium-sized businesses and the entrepreneurs behind them. We do this by providing accessible and affordable banking services. MSMEs are the biggest job creators, and financial inclusion drives social and economic development. Without financial independence, we cannot have access to education, we cannot have access to healthcare, and we cannot have access to clean energy. It all starts with financial independence. Getting here has not been easy, and it certainly has not been quick, as you've heard, but nothing worth it ever is. This journey started with a dream and an Excel spreadsheet. It was followed by an acquisition in 2020, but it became a reality because of all your support here, and for that, we are truly grateful.
Chief Executive of Affinity Ghana, Abdul Jair Hussein, said the company will ensure good corporate governance systems are in place to guide operations and protect the interest of clients.
We really pride ourselves by having a very, very strong board, very strong corporate governance, which are internationally certified corporate governance practices that we do. And we do have regular checks from the Bank of Ghana, but also our internal audit is very strong. And I think our general commitment to ensuring that we are financially including a lot of people. Some of the things he mentioned was around, doing transactions that are highly risky, transactions that are beyond people's mandate. Our board will not allow us to do that. The structures we have put in place, from the management level to the audit level to the board level, will simply not allow us to do such things.
Affinity Ghana, which was founded in 2022, aims to provide customers with affordable and flexible financial products.
Let's now focus on the agri sector because Ghana loses approximately $1.9 billion annually due to post-harvest losses. Coordinator of Sustainable Food Systems at the World Food Programme, Stephen Amatefio, says there is an urgent need for government-private sector collaboration to enhance agricultural productivity and food security. He made these remarks on the sidelines of the Technical Stakeholders Breakfast meeting here in Accra.
Addressing post-harvest losses in Ghana requires a multifaceted approach involving improved infrastructure, access to technology, market reforms, and government and NGO support. By reducing these losses, Ghana can enhance food security, improve farmers' incomes, and boost the overall economy. Speaking on the sidelines of a Technical Stakeholders Breakfast meeting in Accra, the head of food systems at the World Food Programme, Stephen Amatefio, called for a collaboration between the government and the private sector to enhance food security and sufficiency.
About $1.9 billion to post-harvest losses every single year. The average meal you would have almost every other day is rice, stew, and chicken, which is basically from rice, tomatoes, and poultry. We're importing 90% of this into the country every single year, which means that when there's a disaster in a country that actually is supplying to us, there will be an issue with supply. That is a food security issue, which can lead to unrest, which can even lead to demonstrations, which can lead to upheaval and so much chaos. So what we are saying is that government should be intentional in being able to empower the private sector, to empower smallholder farmers, to help them increase food supply.
Director of Marketing and Sales at Graphics Communications Group, Franklin Sowa, emphasized the need to prioritize agricultural sector development.
Agriculture is one of the quick wins we have because in this part of our world, anything grows anywhere. So the question is that how come we have such a fertile ground, but we still have such high level of imports of food? So we see a risk as far as security is concerned. We see a risk as far as health is concerned. And knowing that we do not have a bottomless budget as a nation, it's important that we drive conversations that endear to the hearts of our people the value that sectors like agric bring. It will cost us a bit, but when we are able to get agric right, we stand the chance to get almost everything else right.
Deputy Director of Project at the National Service Scheme, Gabriel Osai Jr., believes the scheme's focus on agriculture has been transformational.
Currently, we have a 20,000-acre land. In fact, it's 50,000 hectares, but we've developed the first 20,000 acres where we are growing crops such as rice, soya, tomato. We are also doing some poultry as well. We aim to produce 1.5 million birds of poultry. We are also producing over 80,000 tons of soya. So NSS is not only evolving, we are actually positioning ourselves to be or to play a pivotal role in the national development of this country.
The technical stakeholders breakfast meeting was themed Transforming Agricultural Productivity in Ghana, Enhancing Incomes of Smallholder Farmers Through Reduction of Post-Harvest Losses. Winston Taki reporting for Joy Business.
And more on agri-related stories, the country director of International Fund for Agricultural Development, Lakshmi Mola, has revealed that there is the need for technology to be enhanced to ensure sustainable development in agriculture. According to her, organizing workshops together with the food program will create a pathway for government to invest into agricultural inclusive avenues to support smallholder farmers to connect to the global market. She spoke to Joy Business at a workshop organized by the International Fund for Agricultural Development and the World Food Programme.
The International Fund for Agricultural Development and the World Food Programme are committed to achieving zero hunger, stronger food security, and sustainable development in Ghana. They believe digital technology advancements into the agricultural sector will contribute towards achieving these goals. Lakshmi Mula said there's the need for government to invest in smallholder farmers.
We're here together with WFP today to actually try and find a common pathway for the government of Ghana in ensuring that agriculture has inclusive avenues through ICT for development. I think today we cannot function without ICT, and we feel that this is an important pathway into ensuring every single smallholder is connected to the global market somehow. So that is our vision for agriculture. It's Ghana's vision for agriculture, and we hope to see that happen as quickly as possible.
Country Director of the World Food Programme, Barbara Tulu, also said the knowledge sharing embarked on the workshop will help build resilience and sustain development.
Well, I think it's very important for WFP Ghana. We have several grants that we are attempting to implement, and the knowledge that we will gain from this workshop and from the landscape analysis will inform how we operationalize those grants. I think at its core, we want to ensure that in our implementation that we seek to close gaps. We don't want to replicate what has already been done, and the findings here is key for that.
Related story, Director in charge of vulnerability at the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Enchibuesia Kwamwa, has called on government to promptly ensure local farmers use methane-reducing tools to mitigate the impact of climate change in the country. According to him, despite the negative effects of methane emission, it could be used profitably to aid agricultural production. He spoke at the campaign against methane emissions in Ghana by Greener Impact International here in Accra.
Following the adoption of the Paris Agreement in 2015, government has been working to reduce methane pollution in agriculture, waste management and other sectors of the Ghanaian economy. This is aligned with Ghana's National Climate Action Plan and mitigation agenda to ensure air quality and public health. Speaking at the launch of campaign against methane emissions by Greener Impact International in Accra, Director in charge of vulnerability at Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Enchibuesia Kwamwa, highlighted the dangers associated with the emission of methane in the Ghanaian society.
Any gas that penetrates into the bloodstream has implications on the human health. So carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, methane gas, all of them, once it gets into the bloodstream, it affects the flow of oxygen within the blood cells. And it can make you go dizzy, can fall down, can actually even go, people can go into coma as a result of lack of oxygen. In fact, it can actually even also trigger cardiac arrest if the supply of oxygen or blood into the heart is minimal. So at the human level, it is more dangerous. In fact, I did my PhD research on carbon monoxide from women who smoke fish in the central region. And some of these things, the complaints that, apart from doing laboratory studies to understand some of these things, talking to the people will give you an indication. People will be complaining that, and then you see the eye being itching and so on and so on. These are all effects of continuous stay in smoke.
He also called on government to encourage the use of methane-reducing tools among farmers and the Ghanaian public to help mitigate climate change.
You know, these gases, they are generating them, and they can actually use them in a more profitable manner. For instance, you go to a lot of farms and then there are a lot of food waste that, because of post-harvest losses, these actually go waste. In natural sense, this is what fertilizer that can be reapplied to the land to make it more fertile.
The campaign against methane emissions in Ghana, led by Greener Impact International, with support from Clean Air Task Force, seeks to raise awareness among the public about the impact of methane emissions on climate change, health, and achieve targets under the Global Methane Pledge.
Our target, with this, our expectation is that with methane gas, what we want to do is, one, to raise awareness in the Ghanaian public that tackling methane is one way of not just dealing with climate change, but also ensuring healthy living. Because one other issue is that methane gas is one of the most pollutant gases that we can get. The germs coming from our waste field sites or waste sites can all be addressed with the impact of methane, or as we generate methane gas.
Yango Group has launched the Yango Education program in Ghana. This initiative aims to offer all Ghanaians aged 18 and above who have completed basic education free access to online introductory data analytics courses. The following report has more.
The program is coming at a time when technology is at the heart of almost every human endeavor as the country keeps growing in the digital space. Yango Education is expected to offer all Ghanaians the chance to delve into the basics of data analysis in a world where digital technology is a crucial part of business operations. Speaking to Joy Business after the launch, Public Relations Manager of Yango Africa, Bennett Otu, said the drive is to improve ICT education in Ghana to about 500 people.
We've split it into a couple of parts. So the first part is going to take on 250 participants at a time, and then the second part as well, another 250. So we keep running these sessions of 250 people at a time until we exhaust the total number that we've allocated. Now there are not a lot of requirements. Sometimes when you put a lot of requirements in place, you limit the number of people that can actually participate in this. So we've reduced the number of requirements to bare minimum. So basically you just need to be 18 years and above. You need to have completed high school. So you need to have a high school certificate, you need to have a laptop or a desktop computer, and you need to have access to the internet. Basically, these four things. Once you qualify for these things, you'll go through the interview process, and then once you meet all of them, and then the team interviews you and knows more about your drive and your desire to enter into the tech space and to do stuff with data analytics and SQL and Python, then you get picked up to participate in this Yango Education program.
The program will provide free access to an online education course in Python and SQL data analysis. Mr. Otu explains that such analytical programs will not only help the beneficiaries, but help expand the frontier of digital inclusion nationwide.
the world itself has become a digital space, and in an attempt for us to grow as a people and to bring benefits to the country, we decided that what best can we do than to bring education, IT education, to the grassroots, to Ghanaians. So I mean, everybody is now affiliated to tech one way or the other. Everything that we do these days is related to tech. It's related to data science, data analytics. So we decided to bring education down here for everyone to benefit from and for it to be impactful in the lives of many people. Because these days, whatever job you're looking for, when you go, you're being quizzed or asked questions about internet, about technology, about IT, and about data analytics. And these tools or these skills help a lot of individuals to secure good time jobs, to secure good knowledge that helps them in the future.
I truly appreciate your time with me, Pius Kojo Baka. That's it for now. Prime Sponsors next with Daniel Cranting. Do enjoy.